Hi everybody, I'm Gabby and welcome back to TaylorToned. Today I'm going to guide you through a 30-minute follow-along absolute beginners Pilates class. If you normally visit my channel for those fast-paced, burning bar classes, this one is a little bit different today. We're going to take it down a notch, take it back to Pilates basics. Today's class is all about aligning the body, lengthening, mobilizing the spine. We're going to work from the inside out and get some really good core engagement. If you've not hit subscribe, go ahead, do that right now. Press the bell so you get a notification every single time I upload a brand new workout. Today's class is completely equipment free. I'm using a Pilates mat. Just make sure you've got something to protect your knees. Also, you may be needing a cushion for some of the modifications. You can grab a cushion off the couch, you can grab a cushion off your bed, off the sofa, or you can use a rolled up towel. I'm gonna stop talking, let's get straight into it. Coming into some neutral spinal alignment, bringing your feet directly underneath your hips. I want you to point your toes forwards, all four corners of your feet are on the floor. Working up towards your knees aren't locked out, you've got a softened knee. Coming up and towards your pelvis, I want you to visualize your pelvis as a bowl of water. Rock it too far forwards, the water will fall out the back of the bowl. Rock it too far this way, the water falls out the front of your bowl. You want to come to halfway in that position so the water is nice and steady, nice and equal, and it doesn't fall anywhere. You want your hips over the top of your ankles, working up towards your torso. Shoulders are stacked over the top of the hips. You want to think about drawing the belly button towards your spine. I want you to then get your middle finger and you're going to track it onto the middle of your thigh. So where the seam of your pants would be, touch your middle finger there right now. Roll the shoulders backwards and down. You want to slide your shoulder blades into your back pocket, creating as much distance from your ears to your shoulders as you possibly can. The chin is rested on top of a shelf. Now you're going to slide the chin forwards on that shelf. Then you're going to slide the chin all the way backwards on your imaginary shelf. Give yourself a little bit of a double chin. Come into about halfway. The eye line is forward into the horizon, and I want you to imagine I have a piece of string on the crown of your head. You're like Pinocchio. I'm going to stretch that string, and as I stretch it, lengthen up through the body, but don't lock out through the knees. This is spinal alignment, so you are following all the natural curves of your spine. You're now going to come into some breathing. Breathing is one of the key fundamentals of Pilates. And throughout this class with me, you're going to create synergy between your breath and movement. So right now, keeping your neutral spine, breathe in. Now let the ribs open, anterior, posterior to the side, basically as big as you possibly can, and then exhale through pursed lips. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Now I'm going to talk you through this, some visualization here. As you breathe in, imagine the lungs as a balloon. You're stretching the balloon out as wide as you can. Exhale, let that balloon deflate. Then again, inhale, breathe in. You're trying to pop all the buttons of your top open. Exhale through the lips. Coming in some lateral breathing. So I want you to right now imagine I have put a belt on around your waist. I've tightened it to the 10th notch. You're pulling everything in nice and tight. Release it down to the 5th notch. Release it down to the 3rd notch. You should find some abdominal engagement. So on the exhale breath out, you want to find that abdominal engagement. One more thing I'll do with you right now. If you're from England, you will know how cold it gets. I want you to visualize yourself, maybe at a football match, maybe it's a really cold day in the park. You're trying to warm your hands up. You breathe in. As you breathe out, you're searching deep down in your thoracic cavity to warm the hands. Exhale. You're trying to get that warm air from deep here. As you exhale, you'll feel an abdominal engagement. I want you to really think about that connection. So again, inhale. Exhale. You're trying to warm the hands up. Now without that big exhale exertion, you're going to use the pursed lips technique. So inhale through the nose. As you exhale, search deep. But really try to get that abdominal engagement. You're breathing out that warm air. That's your lateral breathing. We're going to take one round of that. Roll the shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale. Zip up that core. Coming in some movement now. I want you to take some shoulder rolls. You're going to roll the shoulders up by the ears and round by the back. You stay where you are. We're just going to circle those shoulders round, down and back. I want you to imagine you have a piece of chalk on your shoulder blade and you are drawing me a complete circle all the way up, round and down. The whole time through your crest, remember, do not hold the breath. You want to create that synergy. Breath and movement is one. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Taking some protraction and some retraction with the shoulders. So you're just going to move the shoulders forwards. Keep the eye line forwards. And then push the shoulders backwards. Press the chest forward. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Bring those shoulders forwards. And then open through the heart, roll the shoulders backwards and down. You've got one more round of that. Bring those shoulders forward. So you're really working on mobilizing the shoulder joint. Exhale, press the shoulders together, squeeze your lats together. Rolling your right arm forwards, up to the ceiling, out to the side. As you roll the arm up to the ceiling and out to the side, do not let your shoulders, your chest, do anything. You want to keep the heart pointing forwards. The eye line is forwards. I want no funky stuff going on with the head, nothing funky with the eye line. You are just literally circling this arm round up towards the ceiling. So your shoulder, it's a ball and socket joint. So you'll really get some good movement here. This is circumduction, really mobilizing through that shoulder joint. You've got one more, then you're going to switch it up in towards that other side. Drop the hand by the side, other arm. Let's mobilize that other arm all the way up, round and down. Reaching the fingertips towards the ceiling. Remember, the hips are stable, the chest is pointing forwards. You've got a soft knee. Do not move those feet. Round. One more, then you're going to go both arms in that big circular position. Move those hands forwards. Open the arms around to the side. Now, I will apologize right now. This room isn't huge. I wish I had a bigger space, but I don't, unfortunately. So sometimes I might appear to be going off camera. Up towards the side. You've got one more of those. Lift the hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring them down. Now hold the arms in front of yourself. Roll the shoulder blades down and away. Thoracic twist. Bring one elbow backwards. Take your eye line onto your fingertip. Twisting through that middle of your waist. Other side. Arm squeezes backwards. Your eye line stays on your fingertips. If you want to watch me for just one rep, you can do, but then I want you to take the action. I want you to twist through the waist. Imagine it's just the waist twisting, your hips stay stabilized, pointing forwards. So you want to think about the stabilizing muscles and the mobilizing muscles. So mobilizing now into the shoulders, into the upper body, into the obliques, into the waist, but the hips are still. Two more of these. All the way forwards and reach that arm. One more, twisting round, working through that waist, taking the eye line onto your fingertips, reaching forwards, lowering the hands back down by your side. You're going to lift your right heel now up into a heeled position. You stay there. You're going to start to pedal the feet. Switch, change. Switch, change. So working into your metatarsals. Your metatarsals is where the ball of your foot is that joint that comes up in towards your foot, mobilizing through the ankle joints here, through the feet. Switch up and change. Now as you change, maybe float those hands out to the side. switch and change. So whenever I turn side on, I'm just trying to give you more of a dynamic to my movement so you can see what I'm doing. Switch and change. Keep going, mobilizing through the legs. Switch and change. Keep those shoulders rolled backwards and down. Work on your posture and your balance today. Switch and change a little bit faster. You're gonna go switch, change, switch, change. So moving through those ankles from the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, pulling those abs in. Don't hold the breath. Keep breathing. If you want the modification, take it back to that original foot pedaling we were doing. Maybe we're going a little bit slower. Just getting that heart rate up. Keep going. Go switch, switch. You've got 6, 5, 4 to a balance. 3, 2, 1. Hands go down. Now you're going to step one foot out to the side, then float the hands up, lift the leg, bring it back down again. If this is too much for you, you can always just keep the hands towards the side. I appreciate balance can sometimes be a little bit tough for us. Modification of this, just bring the foot slightly off the floor. Bring it back down again. One more, bring the foot up, bring it back down. Other side, so you're going to bring the left foot up, sweep it down to the floor, foot off the floor. So work on your balance and posture here right now. You don't have to take that point that I'm taking. I'm just a dancer, so I point everything. Lift the foot, lower it back down. Remember, modification, just a slight lift of the floor, working on your balance. Lower back down. This time you're going to hold it. So you're going to try and lift and hold the leg off. Now give yourself a little ankle roll if you can. Just an option. 2, 1. Lower the foot down. Other side. Transfer the weight into the other leg. Lift. Roll the ankle round. 2, 1. Well done. That's your warm-up done. We're mobilised, we're ready to go. Bringing yourself to the edge of your mat, or so you've got enough room to roll down. Feet come underneath the hips into that neutral position. You're going to roll down, chin slowly in towards the chest, spine length through the back of the neck. The fingertips, they run down the outside of your thighs, ripple through the spinal column, and reach the hands down. When you've not got enough flexibility left in those hamstrings, touch the floor, take a minute micro bend through the knees, and then you're going to dip the tailbone towards the floor, bend through the knees, and slowly start to stack and roll all the way up through the vertebrae, getting some spinal mobility here, bringing that eye line up back onto the horizon. Again, remember, inhale and exhale. Tuck the chin into the chest. Find length through the cervical spine. That's the top part of your spine. Roll it into the thoracic spine, middle of the spine. Then all the way in towards the lumbar. Glide the hands down the thighs. Reach the fingertips to the floor. Then take a little micro bend through the knees. There's any tension you have in your head, neck, shoulders. Deep bend through the knees. Drop the coccyx, the tailbone down towards the floor. Ripple up through the spine. Remember, the knees are going over the top of your second toe. Do not let the knees cave in or roll out. You want that neutral alignment through the knees. Keep going. Now you can go as slow or as fast as you want this one, but all I'm trying to do here is mobilize your spine. Get every single vertebrae working, finding length through the spine, dipping the coccyx back down to the floor. And I want you to visualize your spine like the chain of a bike. So every single chain notch in it, you get some connection, so it's a fluid movement. Reach the hands all the way down towards the floor, touch the fingertips nice and low, and then big bend through the knees. You're going to roll all the way up through the spine, and then on this one, I want you to hold it down towards the floor. So you're going to bring your chin to your chest, finding length through the back of the neck, rolling, rippling down through the spine. Bend through the knees, drop the fingertips down, then slowly and carefully bend the knees, walk on towards your hands, and safely, slowly lower yourself down in towards a little all fours position. Inhale the breath in, exhale, just find yourself in position there. Then I want you to lower on towards your hips, coming it in towards your thoracic seated twist. So seated twist even. So So if you need a pillow, grab the pillow right now, and the pillow is going underneath your hips. That's for those people with tight hamstrings, lower back problems. Grab your pillow right now. Then you're going to sit off your hips nice and tall, legs in front of yourself, and reach the hands out towards the side. Again, I've not got enough room. So whatever position you're in right now, make sure you can see me. My feet might go out of shot here. Growing nice and tall through the crown of the head, you want to sit off your hips. Lengthen the arms out. Roll the shoulders backwards and down. If you're struggling with this one, take a little bend through the knees, or make sure you've got that cushion behind yourself. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're just going to twist the upper body round to the side, open the heart to the side of the room, and then back through the center. Inhale. You want to exhale on the exertion, twist round towards the side, back through the center. Now this is that point again when I want you to imagine you're Pinocchio or you're a puppet. I have a piece of string on the crown of your head. I'm pulling the string up towards the ceiling. You're coming out of your hips here. So out of those hips, and you're just working in towards your waist. So this one's really good for spinal mobility. It's also great for engaging your core, because you have to switch your core on to grow nice and tall. Working into your internal, external obliques, which is at the side of your waist there. Working into your transverse abs, your rectus abdominals. And also stabilizing through those shoulders. You might get a little burnout through those arms as well, because you're keeping your hands out to the side. But that burn is good. That shake is good. Stretch to the side. And then back through the center. Remember, tight hamstrings. Take a little bend through the knees. Slowly open. All the way back out. Now you're going to work with your breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Back to the center. I really wish I had more room, sorry. Inhale. Exhale, twisting through the waist. Back to the center again. You've got 2 more of these. Don't worry if those arms are burning. Twist through the waist. Back through center. Now don't overdo it. If you feel like your spine's gonna go, don't push it that far. If it's too hard for you, decrease the range of movement back through the center. Well done. Drop the hands down. Give yourself a little shoulder roll all the way round and down. You're going to remove the cushion from your back. So you stay right where you are. All you're going to do is lie down backwards. So if I was this way, all you're going to do is roll carefully down towards the floor. You're going to bring your palms, pop them around the side of your hips. The soles of the feet are on the floor. Feet are in alignment with the hips. I want you to now think about a neutral spine. So the curvature, the natural curvature of your spine is on the mat here. Any lower spine injuries, you can put cushion in the bottom of your back, or you can slightly prop the head up if it doesn't feel too great. I want you to work on that lateral breathing. So breathing in. On the exhale, breathe out, pull the belly button towards your spine, engage those transverse abs. Remember, it's a cold day, search deep down into that thoracic cavity and release. Now you're going to breathe inhale in. As you exhale, breathe out, switch the abdominals on and float one leg into a tabletop position. Float it back down towards the floor. So this should not hurt your lumbar spine. Inhale, exhale. Lift the leg into a tabletop. Every time you lift the leg into a tabletop, I want you to switch on the abdominals. In the lower spine, I want you to imagine there's a butterfly in your lumbar spine. You've captured it. You don't want to squash the butterfly though. You want to give it a tiny bit of movement. So you've just captured it. Don't squash it. I want you to spread your shoulder blades across the floor. Keep the shoulders rolled down away from your ears, floating the leg into a tabletop and bringing it back down towards the floor. Now, you can either stay in this option 1, just bringing the knees up into a tabletop. You should not feel this in the lumbar spine. If you can, you need to rethink about your lateral breathing, rethink about switching your abdominals on. Next option 2. You're gonna float one leg up, press into the palms, switch on the abs, lift the other leg up. Any lower back injuries or issues, this one might not be it for you. Lower one toe down, replace the foot down towards the floor, press the palms into the floor. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, other leg lifts into a tabletop. Modification, just keep doing what you were doing at the beginning. As you lift the legs into a tabletop position, switch on the abs, belly button to the spine. The ribs are closing together. You're in a corset. The corset is pulled super, super tight, using your transverse abs, your deepest layer of abdominal wall, to think about this connection. Switching on through the abdominals, switching off through the legs, through the shoulders. They are stable, they're just stable. Use the abs to take this action. Inhale, exhale. You've got 2 more rounds of this. Lower the leg down. So whatever option you're in, 2 more rounds. Lift the leg up, tabletop. Switch the abs on. Lift that leg up, lower down. Just 1 more here. Lift one leg to a tabletop, other leg to a tabletop, or you're still in that modified version. Well done. Then I want you to draw wherever you are, knees in towards the chest. Keep the head, neck, shoulders on the floor. Wrap the hands around the top of the shins. If you can, little rock side to side. If you can't, don't worry, just hold stillness. Inhale the breath in. Exhale the breath away. You're gonna then lengthen your feet away from yourself and roll slowly onto your front. I'm just going to move my mic. You roll slowly onto your front. Sorry. I want you to then bring your hands into 2 90-degree angles around the body, going in some back extensor work here. Head, neck, shoulders, they stay on the floor. You're just going to lift the arms in a 90-degree angle off the floor, squeeze the elbows together behind yourself, release, and lower back down with those arms. So inhale, lift the arms off the floor, squeeze the elbows together, release, and lower down towards the floor. Now throughout this, you're creating as much distance as you can from your ears to your shoulders. You're squeezing your shoulder blades into your back pockets. This is all about strengthening up your back. It's about strengthening your spine, working into your spina erector here, those muscles that go down the spine, working into your multifidus here. Lifting all the way up, also working into your rhomboids, into your lats. Rhomboids are great to strengthen and improve your posture. That's option 1. Either keep doing that with breath, or option 2, you're going to go for it, full back extensor, keep the feet on the floor, lift head, neck, shoulders off, squeeze the elbows together, release the arms, lower back down towards the floor. Eye line stays. I know it's tough because you're trying to watch me. Eye line stays on the floor. Squeeze the elbows together, release, and lower back down towards the floor. You should feel this one in the back. It's a great one for strengthening up the back if you've got any back issues. It's also safe for those of you maybe with disc issues. Inhale the breath in. Exhale on the exertion. Lift. Squeeze the elbows together. Now this one is more about length than height. So you will not get much of a range of movement. Maybe 16 degrees off the floor, you won't get very far, but that is exactly what I want. I want you to be focusing on lengthening and then lifting. So this one is really good for thinking about balletic intention. So dancers, as a dancer, we're always trying to grow longer. We're always trying to go taller. So lengthen through the body, squeeze, release, and lower back down towards the floor. You've got it. One more. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the elbows together. Release, lower down towards the floor. Well done. Hands go around the side of your chest and then push into the arms, and you're going to slowly lift in towards an all-fours position. Cat and cow. Keep the shoulders still. Inhale. Inhale, scoop the back out. Eye line comes to your belly button. Pressing the thoracic spine, the middle of your spine up to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Now press the chest down, but stabilize through the shoulders. Do not allow them to move. Lift the eye line all the way up. So you're getting some spinal flexion and extension here. Inhale, scoop the abs up and out. Eye line comes under. Press the chest down. So this one's often called the angry cat. So if you've ever seen an angry cat or a scared cat, shocked cat, they do this hollow back thing. That's what you want to mimic with your body. And then press all the way back down. Lifting in towards your all fours position. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Now pull your belly button away from the floor. Eye line is in between your fingertips, crown of the head is growing long. Shoot, float your right toe up so it's in line with the right hip. You might need to shift your weight. Now both the hip bones are pointing down to the floor. Slowly bring this toe, tap it down, and then slowly squeeze it all the way up, lift it in line with the hip. So we're going to keep going with this action. I want you to think about your body. So we're really working your core here. Eye lines in between your fingertips. Don't let that neck fall. You want to think about length through the spinal column. You want to think about your back being a tabletop. So your favorite drink right now, whatever that is. Maybe it's wine, maybe it's a bit of gin, maybe it's whiskey, vodka. That's balanced on your back right now, and you do not want to let it fall off because you're saving it for your treat tonight. Floating your toe up in line with the hip. I want you to visualize your hips as headlights of a car. So both the headlights must be pointing to the floor. The supporting side of your body is pushed up against a brick wall. Do not sit into your supporting hip. You will just get an ache through the supporting side. And I really want that right side of your right glute right now should be working. Float the toe back down towards the floor. One more of those, then we're going to switch it up other side. Float it down towards the floor. Now just drop the knee down. You're going to lengthen the other leg backwards and lift it all the way up and away. So I appreciate, just keep going with that range of movement, tap down to the floor. I appreciate you probably can't really see that other leg right now, but it will give you a good indication of what my supporting side of my body is doing. So my hand, my hip, they're in a straight line. Again, visualize them pushed up against a brick wall, against a pane of glass. Don't let that chin fall in. Keep the eye line in between your fingertips. As you lift the leg, you want to again, balletic intention, dancer's intention, grow the leg, then lift it, come out of that hip joint. So your hip joint is a ball and socket joint, just like your shoulder, it's got a good range of movement. Pull the abs in, don't let the spine collapse down, think about switching on those abdominals, those transverse abs. Lower the toe down towards the floor. You've got just 3 more of these. Lift all the way up with the toe. Drop back down towards the floor. Just 2 more of these. Lift up with the leg. Back down towards the floor. Just 1 more of these, and we're going to take a stretch, a cool down. Lift up with the leg. Well done. Then you're going to bring your toes together, open through the knees. Going into a child's pose, so now you're going to go into a quick cool down. Well done, you made it through the main bulk of your Pilates class. So I want you to sink your hips down towards your heels, open through the knees, reach the hands forward, stretching out through the posterior chain. So this posterior chain is all those muscles down the back of the body, working down the spine, into the glutes, into the hamstrings. I want you to find as much length as you can right now. Bring your fingertips towards your hips. Hold here, breathe inhale in. Breathe out, exhale away. It might be tight on those hips, but just try to enjoy the stretch. Try to sink into it. Then slowly roll all the way up through the spine. You're then going to sweep the feet to one side of yourself. We're coming into a mermaid stretch. So just bringing the feet out to the side of yourself right now. Just like this. One hand goes down towards the floor. The opposite hand, same arm as those legs bend, reaches all the way over. For a side of the body stretch. So stretching all the way down the side of the body. We've worked right down the side of the body in those thoracic twists, in those seated twists. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, stretch all the way over using the breath and the movement, stretch through the side of the body. Then you're going to carefully bring the feet to the other side. So however you want to do that, be mindful of the spine, mindful of the back, don't pull anything. Sweep the feet round to the side. You should be quite warm by now. Reach the arm over the top, other side of that mermaid stretch. Lengthen through the side of the body, feel length, and just enjoy it. Inhale in. Exhale, lengthen through the side of the body, reach the fingertips all the way over the top. Then we're going to come into my favorite stretch. I want you to bring it carefully back into that kneeling position. So be mindful of the knees on the floor, into that all fours position. Now you're going to take your body and imagine it's a washing machine. So the spine is going up to the ceiling, round down to the floor. So imagine your body is the drum of a washing machine. You've got a full load in right now. You're doing a hot wash, don't know what you're washing. Pants, t-shirt. One way, then other way. So you must take the opposite flexion. All the way around, down, all the way around and down. Remember, don't lock out through the elbows. Try to keep the shoulders as still as you can. Back through a neutral spine. You're then going to tuck the toes under. Then carefully walk the hands in, carefully stack the feet underneath the hips, carefully, like you did at the start of the class, roll up through the spinal column. Every single vertebrae gets a little bit of engagement as you come all the way up. Bringing yourself into a standing position. I want you to come back into that neutral alignment, rethink about the breath. Draw the chin in towards the chest, nod the head down, yes. Lift the eyeline up, back on the horizon. Let the head carefully fall backwards, the nose goes up to the ceiling. Bring the nose back forwards again into that central position. Then, draw the nose off to the side of yourself. Keep the shoulders rolled down and away, still thinking about that perfect, gorgeous posture. Nose to the other side. Getting some neck movement, back to the center. Maybe give yourself a little shoulder roll around, keeping a bend through the knees. Now bring your hands into a prayer position. Push the palms together. The hands come to the heart center. Roll the shoulders backwards and down. Pull the abdominals in. Soft knee, not locked knee. Growing the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. You're now going to take some breaths. I want you to breathe in. And as you breathe, exhale away, let all the anxiety and stress you've got go. So every time you breathe out, any worries, any stresses, any anxieties you're holding, just let them go. Breathe in. Breathe, exhale. You're going to drop the hands by the sides. You're going to close the eyes. The eye line's forward on the horizon, but you've got closed eyes. Draw the ears up towards the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, let the shoulders go. One more of those. Inhale. Ears to shoulders, shoulders to ears even. And exhale. Let all your tension go. I want you to take away from today's class that feeling of engagement, that feeling of lengthening, balancing. In your day, even if it's just when you're brushing your teeth, I want you to really think about your balance and your posture. Pull the abs in, roll the shoulders backwards and down. Think about that lateral breathing. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, take away with you that little bit of advice into your everyday life and grow taller as you walk around. Well done in your workout with me. I hope you loved that 30-minute Pilates class. Leave me any feedback and questions down below in the comments section. Anything you would like to see, anything you would like to do, anything you didn't quite get and you need a little bit of work on that, let me know down below. Hope you loved it. Hit the subscribe button, drop me a massive thumbs up on this video, and I will see you again next time. Bye everybody.